everyone, it's Tiffany with Little House Online, and I'm here with the amazing Chris Giarrusso. Thanks so much for taking a minute to talk with us.
Thank you.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the process of you being a Marvel intern and then heading over to being at the independent publisher Image?
Eric Larson over at Image liked the Mini Marvels work that I was doing, and he likes to publish backup material in his comic, The Savage Dragon. Mm-hmm. So he's always had series of comic strips by various different creators, and he offered me an opportunity to do my own stuff there. So that's where G-Man first started, as a backup in Savage Dragon. And after we did a whole bunch of those, we decided to put a collection together and do new stories, and it just kind of one thing leads to another, and now we've got 3 volumes of G-Man out.
Now
they are going to reprint the Mini Marvels collection later this year, I think November or December.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
It'll be available again. A lot of people are always asking me, like, when's the new Mini? Where's the new Mini? I was like, well, you get the collection, you can get that again, yeah.
Now, how did that come about, doing Mini Marvels? Is that like something you pitched to them, or did they just approach you about it and was like, hey, we're thinking about doing something like this?
They knew I did comic strips. Mm-hmm. Initially I set out to be, I'm going to be a humor comic strip guy, mm-hmm. newspaper syndication and all that, and so they knew that was like kind of what I like to do, and they offered me a spot to do comic strips in their weekly column, the Bullpen Bulletins.
Okay.
And they said, just come up with something, and so I did a few comic strips, and then I said, well, what I really want to do is Peanuts. I grew up reading Peanuts.
Right.
So I just kind of did a hybrid of Peanuts and the Marvel heroes. That's why they're all little kids, and they said, all right, yeah, go with it, full steam, and that's how that developed.
So G-Man really is like an all ages comic, and a lot of people consider it to be like a gateway comic, like the sort of title that you could put into the hands of someone getting into it, like a kid or even a teenager, just be like, hey, check this out, what do you think of it? What other comics do you think that parents, caregivers could share?
Pretty much everything right around here in this kids love comics scenario here. Art Baltazar and Franco, everybody knows these guys, but they're doing their own books. Oh yeah, comics. They did the Tiny Titans. They're working on Hellboy comics now. Dave Roman does a great book, Astronaut Academy. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of just kind of the same. I think my audience and his audience, there's a lot of overlap.
Absolutely. It's really hard to just give a kid something from one of the big two, because it's like, all right, not only do you have to know most of the background of the story, but there may be things in here that you may not understand or you're not supposed to know about just yet.
There's a lot of really fun Batman cartoons out there, but there's a lot of Batman comic books that you probably wouldn't want a kid to read.
Exactly. So to have something like G-Man where it's like, no, like you get the same superhero experience, but it's for you. It's for like anyone to understand, and like kids can really get into it that way. Last year we had a chance to talk with Brad Geiger.
Okay.
About his Tales from the Con.
Right.
What is that collaboration like with him?
Working with Brad is a lot of fun, and Brad is a cartoonist. He has all of his own webcomic. He does Evil Inc. Webcomic, and it's a lot of fun to collaborate with him.
He's a big personality. Like, he has a big personality, and he just always seems,
what a voice,
right? Yeah, he's so upbeat too. Like nothing gets him down. Like you talk to him.
Yeah, he's got this contagious enthusiasm.
Have you considered ever branching out more into webcomics from this experience?
Yes, I have considered it.
You have considered it.
There's, I think every cartoonist has this situation where there's so many different things you want to do, and there's only so much time. But it's always something that I'm like, someday that's something I want to do.
You file it away for now. What are you really most excited for the rest of 2013 into 2014?
G-Man is the main project I like to focus on. We just had the 3rd volume came out this year.
Congratulations.
And I really kind of just want to dive into the next story and just keep on going. I just I like to focus on that, but then there's other things you have to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, with G-Man, is this something that's going to be ongoing forever, or do you think this will ever have an end?
I'd like it to be the sort of thing that just goes on forever, like
Peanuts.
Like Peanuts, exactly. Like that's what I grew up on, so that's just kind of how I'm programmed to think.
Right.
Like why would there ever be an ending to this?
Now, do you think you might ever take G-Man to being a webcomic, as that's kind of become more like the Sunday strip at this point?
It's all the content is offered digitally right now on Comixology and other iVerse and other avenues. So I don't know if those are necessarily considered webcomics per se. Or not.
It's a different form of it.
But I'm open to anything. There's no telling exactly how everything's going to evolve over time.
Just kind of go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for talking with us. And please check out G-Man.
Thank you.